I mention something that took me by surprise? I haven't been here for a fortnight. I've been in Western Australia. I was travelling out Royal Parade to Brunswick. I was just canvassing a retirement village I'm thinking of moving into out there later when I snatch it. And I saw Ed's fat head on a billboard on the corner of, well, I think it was Lygon, at Lygon and maybe Elgin, declaring he's a Carlton man, or... What is that about?
Foss, this has actually
Is that a paid thing from Carlton?
This has been a point of contention all week on Triple M's Hot Breakfast. That,
it's an ad, is it?
I know the Chief doesn't miss, but the marketing gurus have come up with a campaign, a suburb-by-suburb campaign.
Oh.
It features Ed's rather large head, and if you're driving out to Kew, it'll be Triple M's Hot Breakfast, everything Kew. Triple M's Hot Breakfast, everything Carlton with Ed's head on it. He hasn't signed off on it. He comes back on Monday. And this is a man whose children were born at the Princess Hospital in Carlton. He had that removed from their birth certificates to say West Collingwood. Such is his hatred for Carlton. We've had a campaign going to keep the billboard. Sticks Kernan ring in and said, if they take it down, I'll buy it and put it up at Visit Park.
So it's a good melon, isn't it? And you'd be happy. It actually makes you look a bit like a pinhead dask in the background because of the contrasting sizes of the dials.
He's got one in Kew, has he? Two.
You look like a pinhead.
It's probably fairly accurate, Chief, I would have thought. If you haven't seen it, head to triplem.com.au. The Foss took a photo on his way through. And you can see it.
So what sort of... It's an ad. I wasn't sure what it was.
What sort of response are you expecting from Ed?
About that?
Yeah.
Well, it's a suburb-by-suburb thing. So he's in Kew, is he?
Well, there's a billboard in Kew that says Kew. There's a...
The near Kew.
Yeah.
And he's like... Airport West and Triple M Rocks, Brunswick, Laverton North.
Is he going back to his roots, Broadmeadows?
I'd get him taken off Laverton North before I got him taken off Carlton. He wouldn't want to be associated with Laverton North, would he?
Well, you know him better than anyone, Foss, and he's known to occasionally go off, Ed. Hasn't signed off on this one. What do you think's going to happen Monday when he rolls into town? And
there's I'm told, I'm not an anatomical expert, I'm told there's a vein that goes from the inner jaw down through the aorta, and it's called a pulmonary artery. I reckon that could explode and drown half of the suburb that you're trying to get him off.
What are you looking at, Foss?
I'm just looking at...
Got a picture of an ape, have you? given the fact that you keep looking at the tablet and then looking at me, I can only assume that's what it was.
That, if I may say, and Chief,
that's a very good-looking ape.
And you are an extremely good-looking mammal, Chief. That is, if that is not you, I'll stand bare-rooted.
That's an impressive ape.
And you
are an impressive man,
Chief.
Chief.
Give that to Snorkel. He'll put it on the
in fact, I think if you jump on triplem.com.au, you'll see that photo.
Randall Long sent that in, one of our great...
Maybe your arms are a fraction longer. The opposable thumbs are there.
Explain to me why I came back.
You might get a look at that on the website. Head on to Twitter or Facebook as well. And there's some photos of the Foss as we like to get a behind-the-scenes look at what the Foss is up to. We're going to talk about tanking, but Danny Frawley sent out a warning text. Tell us when the tanking debate is on air with you guys, and I'll listen to 96.3 Power FM. Tell someone who gives a flying, says Spud. He's not interested in the tanking debate.
Clearly they had made a commitment to not drinking, and Dane had gone and dusted it, so I reckon that's Nathan Buckley's way, and if you're a new coach, that's the best way to put a stamp on the joint.
Is that the right way, though, Chief, when you've now got probably your best player who's potentially in Brownlow medal winning form again, and he doesn't play for 2 weeks? A blanket rule's a good thing in football clubs. We know he's an individual. He likes to have a beer. Is that rule a good one in the first place, Chief?
Look, it's the same old argument, isn't it? If they were playing a final next week, would they still have done the same thing?
Well done, Chief.
When you can do it to your best player, it sends a great message to the rest of the group.
Yeah, when it doesn't matter, it sends a great message.
Just on that
You've got
point,
to be pragmatic, if nothing else, Chief.
On that point, Chief, that this was debated last week, and Mick Maxwell, the captain, and everyone at the club down was saying that if it did happen in preliminary final week, they would drop him for the grand final. Now, you can only take people at their word, but...
No, you can't.
You can't take them at their word.
That is just the grist for the mill, mate. That is just mouthing platitudes. No one is going to give up the chance to win a premiership by dropping your last player because he was poleaxed a couple of days before. Please, come on.
Interestingly,
this is the real world we're talking about.
Interestingly, they've chosen not to play him in the VFL this week, so the little ban he's got is effectively a 2-week non-football ban.
He'll be delighted about that.
I think he will be, won't he?
Well, it's just a freshen up. I mean, the last thing, it would be rubbing salt into the wounds if he played VFL and got injured, wouldn't it?
Exactly. I think that would be the fear. And the last time he had a freshen up, came back and polled 24 Brownlow votes in 8 games or something. So mightn't be the worst thing.
Well, North did the same thing with Jack Ziebell, did they? They sent him over to altitude
over
training.
altitude, yeah. And
Becoming fashionable,
physically,
isn't it?
he's come back, looking thinner and leaner in the space of that 2.5 week stint over there.
Is that right? I
Yep.
might go there for
Looks
about
a
a
whole
year and a
lot
half. See if he can do something for me, Samuel.
Why doesn't he just live at the top of the...
Mount Buller.
No,
Rialto.
the other one.
Eureka.
Why did he just move up there for a fortnight
Would that
and live
close
up in the penthouse?
How high is that?
It's 1,000 feet.
Is it?
Well, run round the lounge room.
Stick an exercise bike on the
Run up and down
balcony
the
and just
stairs,
work
mate.
that.
That'll get his attention.